Okay, let's do this. His face shows no reaction, but his arms quickly rise, blocking the space around him. Did he think I was going to hit him? Oh, brother. Nazagi, chillax. It would probably serve him right, but it would leave the wrong clues. I'm not supposed to look dangerous for this scheme. I step further away and his hands relax. Best get on with it then. Ooh. I clap my hands loudly, then tumble to the floor. Oh, excuse me. Oh! The door rattles. Everything okay in there? Fine. I'm coming in. Lambert to the rescue. He opens the door to find me pushing myself up from the floor and crawling back into a seat. Prince Nazagi stands at a distance, turning his dispassionate gaze my direction. To an outside observer, that visage gives the impression of harsh unconcern at best, cruel pleasure at worst. Only I know the truth. His gaze is blank, because he is not completely sure what he should be seeing. What happened here? I fell. Good. Since you're here, you can watch her. What? Nazagi strides confidently towards the door. You can't go out there. I have far more important things to do than dance attendance on prison trash. That is your job, is it not? I am here in Guelenor to attend Princess Cassidy's birthday celebrations, and that is what I intend to do. So long as you are here, the prisoner is under guard, correct? Yes, but... Very well, carry on. This time he makes it out the door before the guard can muster a proper objection. Thank you for staying. Right. He shuffles from foot to foot, walks to the door and looks down the hall, closes and locks the door, then walks back. That prince, is it true what they say about him? What do they say? You know, that he's a pharmacist. I'd better not say yay to that, because, might get him in trouble. I really don't know. I wouldn't want to accuse someone of a thing like that. He might be angry. Just so you know, it's not allowed. He's not... He tugs at the neck of his uniform. If there's trouble, you can yell. Even at night. Thanks. Ah, Lambert. Your sweetie pie. He leans against the door frame, his head jerking back and forth as he shifts between watching me and looking around the room. Are you comfortable there? I could get you some water. You stay where you are. I'm just trying to help. You're not supposed to help me. Sorry. I wonder where Nazagi's gone off to anyway. What was so important that he had to check it out right away? Was it Dolores he went looking for? There wouldn't seem to be a hurry since she was supposed to come back here anyway. Maybe he needed to speak to Prince Callum directly. It was Callum that I was talking about when he had his idea. Prince Nazagi can be so hard to read. So, why'd you do it? What? The princess. All that crazy stuff. Oh, right. He means the story about me kidnapping Cassidy and all that. I'm not sure I can even remember the details of the official version by this point, much less try to explain it. It seemed like a good idea at the time. Crazy. I guess it was. But, you know, sometimes once you've made a mistake, everything you do to try and fix it just keeps making it bigger? No. Well, never mind then, I guess. Someone knocks on the door. Is he back? Nah, he wouldn't knock on his own room. No, Nazagi wouldn't knock, yeah. Who's there? It's me, Dolores. He looks at me. Why is she here? She's Callum's valet now. The guard on duty yesterday sent for her to clean Nazagi's rooms. But nobody's supposed to come in. What's going on? They let her in before. No more funny stuff. Lambert's very by the book. He opens the door. Go away. What? What's going on? You can't come in, Dolly. Don't call me that name. Told you a dozen times I hate that name. I'm here to see Prince Nazagi. He's not here. How come you're in there and not out here? I'm guarding, aren't I? You can just wait out there until... Did he come back? Are you having some difficulty keeping order here? No, sir. This woman was just leaving. I got a right to be here. Oops. Lambert, all of a sudden, his voice changed. This room is under guard. That means you can't come in. Quite right. Simple rules for a simple mind. Hey! Valet, please return to your quarters. I will summon you again at a more appropriate time. Oh, you're not calling her Dolores. Dolores glares at the guard, but leaves without argument. Nazagi steps through the door. And you may return to your duties outside of my rooms. Lambert seems equally displeased by Nazagi's brush-off, but again obeys. You're good at making people fall into line, aren't you? Most are born to follow, not to lead. Even you. That's not a criticism. An intelligent follower is far more valuable to me than a clumsy competitor. And of course, he can't imagine competition being anything but clumsy when compared to his illustrious self. Yes. Very Sherlocky of him. Madeleine. Huh? Has he ever said my name like that before? A? No, wait. For this, I need to see clearly. What's going on? There. I have gained important new information which changes my plans. If you are willing to follow my lead, I have an offer which will be greatly to your benefit. Alright. What's going on? In my opinion, Prince Callum is correct. The woman known as Cassidy was once known as Caspian. But it's impossible! She's a woman, you said so yourself. She has no stubble, no neck bulge. It is true that there are many differences between the bodies of adult men and women. In the case of a young child, such as the boy Prince Caspian once was, the distinctions are fewer. Like most in your kingdom, you fear a pharmacise blindly. You do not know all that potions can do. Certain substances, fed to a child over a long period of time, can prevent the body from fully developing. Oh, is that what Cassidy meant when we were doing Gaston's walkthrough? When she said her body was didn't look like a woman or a man's? So it kind of stunted her. Oh. Potions. Interesting. The child continues to grow, but without sexual features. You think someone did that to Cassidy? I believe that it was done to Caspian in order to create Cassidy. This is something difficult for me to imagine. I can't believe something like this just because he says it could be possible. And neither would he. Some urgent errand took him out of the room earlier. What proof do you have? Obviously, I was not in a position to undertake a personal inspection. In light of current events, the princess does not attend even her own festivities without guards in tow. Of course. Therefore, I want a private word in her ear by requesting advice on a sensitive matter. I told her you were suffering from your moon time. How clever. Madeleine's so not impressed. She had no idea what I was referring to. I explained briefly, and added that some women drink monthly supplements to prevent such troubles. Not entirely true, but it soothed her confusion, and she agreed that she does follow such a routine. She expressed great dismay at the idea that other women suffered such pain and inconvenience. Oh! Princess Cassidy, the heir of Guelinor, is not a woman at all? If she's not a woman, she can't become the wisdom. In body, she is not a complete woman, In spirit, however, she is who she seems to be. Kind and generous, gifted with the willow's strength to bend rather than break, an ideal wisdom. A few details out of place are not so important. Who among us is perfect? I am neither ignorant nor afraid, and that makes me a better choice for husband than many she might face. The only difficulty would be her inability to provide the kingdom with an heir. And that is not insurmountable. Madeleine. Uh-oh. Why do I get the feeling he's gonna be asking me to be his mistress? His eyes meet mine. You are an intelligent woman, capable of handling delicate tasks and thinking on your feet. And you are already known to the princess and deeply entangled in the situation. If I take the throne with Cassidy as my wife, I will still be in need of a partner to carry my heirs. What? If you accept my proposal, if I succeed in my quest, you would live in public as the highest member of our staff. A permanent fixture in the palace, your every need met. In private, you would be Cassidy's equal, a full member of the royal family. You would not be a king's wisdom, but you would be the next best thing. He wants me to become his mistress? To give birth to his children? Wait. And that would mean that Madeleine's children would be the next rulers of Ascendaware. Is it Ascendaware? No, Guelinor. We're in Guelinor. I'm from Madeleine's from Ascendaware. Wow. Didn't see that coming. And then to pass them off as Cassidy's children and preserve a line to the next generation? It's improper. It's immoral. It's ridiculous. It might actually work. This is madness. Just yesterday he was attempting to win over a prickly former street girl who he thought might be a lost princess in disguise. Now, without an ounce of hesitation, he changes his pursuit to a woman he barely knows. A woman who is no woman at all. But that's his way, isn't it? No wavering, no muddy sentimentality. And his offer to me? If he keeps his promises, it's a higher position than I ever dreamed of achieving. A higher position than I ever could have achieved, honestly. Poisoning your own son to make him a daughter. How could that ever be right? Cassidy doesn't exist, not properly. By all tradition, such a person cannot inherit the wisdom. And a marriage of 3 people? There is no tradition for such a thing. And what would happen if someone found out? Let me drink some coffee, and then we'll find out. And do I really want to be bound for the rest of my life to a man like Nazagi? Not like Nazagi. Prince Nazagi himself, the terror of maids and guardsmen, the ruthless Prince of Ice. A schemer. A half-blind pharmacist who can puzzle out mysteries in an eye blink but recoils from the touch of friendship. Can I abandon all that I have been raised to believe is right in order to become his concubine? Yes, you can. You can do it, Madeleine. I am honored by your offer. Honored, yes, but will you accept? I think so, but it seems a bit less than wise to pledge the entirety of my future so suddenly. Opportunity does not always wait for careful deliberation. I know that, and I know you're never afraid to seize the moment. I've learned that about you. And I assume you've learned something about me in these past few days, or you wouldn't have made me this offer. Correct. But there's one thing that neither of us knows, which, before we agree on this plan, we ought to find out. Oh? Yes, oh? We need to know, is this only business? Or can there be pleasure between us? Oh. He's kind of pink. Got a little flush on your pale skin now. I have no experience with pleasing. Well, if you want heirs, you'll have to figure it out eventually. Yeah, get it together, Nazagi. Let's start with something simpler. He looks so worried. Aw, don't worry. Don't worry. Slowly, careful not to spook him, I rest my hands on Nazagi's shoulders. Oh! Kiss dots! Oh, he's got his hand on Madeleine's back. But his face just like, I don't know what to do. Soft as silk. Obviously. He moves his head, and the glossy length of his hair brushes against my hand. When first we touched, so many days ago, his hands were on my shoulders, paralyzing me with tingling power. And now... Oh! Hey, I was in the moment. Someone bangs on the door. Hey, let me in. Oh, that wasn't Lambert. Sir, you have to go back to your... Oscar! Oh, that was Oscar? Dude, took you forever to find me, man. Maddie, are you in there? Are you alright? I look back at Nazagi, but he's... gone? Oh, no. He was setting aside his spectacles again. So vain. Which means he has a plan. Prince Nazagi steps past me and raps on the door to get the guard's attention. Gentlemen, if I may... Is Madeleine in there? She is. I want to see her. Sir, you cannot go in there. This whole incident would be resolved much more quickly if you simply opened the door. I can hear bits and pieces of an argument outside, not just Oscar and Lambert, but several other male voices as well. Get it over with. Shut him up. Not again, I tell you. He's tricky. While they argue, Nazagi reaches across and touches my hand. Ah. Have you made your decision? Before we go on, I need your word. You have it. Goodbye, Oscar. Goodbye, sensible and obedient Madeleine Valois. I'm with you. Balanced on edge for one perfect moment before the fall. The secret is, one moment is the same as 1,000. You only need one. He withdraws a tiny length of metal from a hidden pocket in his robes and quickly bypasses the door's lock. Nice. Hi, Oscar. Ah, there we are. You're all right. I heard the most awful rumors. Sir, you must remain in your room. Once again, everyone starts to speak over everyone else, but Prince Nazagi holds up a pale arm for silence. I believe you're mistaken. Prince Oscar must remain in his rooms. Or mine. It makes little difference. As for myself and Miss Valois, you are going to escort us to a private audience with the king and his wisdom. Oh, they are. The triangle. In the end, the hardest part was breaking the news to Cassidy. As for King Priedrick and Wise Paloma, I think in a way they were relieved. Prince Nazagi was not the suitor they would have chosen for their heir. I have a strong suspicion that they did not intend any of the 3 suitors at this gathering to be serious contenders for the throne, but he proved himself to be in possession of several important qualities that would be a benefit to Guelinor. Most obviously, that he is clever and capable of planning his way through complex entanglements of secrets and politics, an important asset for a king. On a more personal level, he is open-minded and adaptable enough to accept Cassidy's circumstances and find a way to work with them, rather than be frightened or repulsed as her parents had feared. Beyond that, his knowledge of potions and their effects on the body would be of great use to ensuring Cassidy's health in the future. Well, that's good. He will make a strong king, but he is not a man that Cassidy would have chosen for herself, even if she had known herself. Cassidy was brought up in perfect ignorance of men and women and their differences. Before Callum raised her suspicions, she had no idea that there was anything unusual about her, that she had once been a boy. The truth... can I not speak? The truth left her speechless. But despite it all, she was still the heir to the wisdom, brought up to love and serve her kingdom at any cost. I haven't done your voice at all this playthrough. Probably gonna totally butcher it, so I apologize in advance, Cassidy. That was quick. By now, I know how everything is shelved. It's easier to find the books myself than to wait and ask. Do you want to look at this one together? Not this time. Now that she has reached adulthood and been freed from the blinders her parents placed on her, Princess Cassidy is taking the opportunity to fill in the gaps in her education. I have been officially assigned as her companion to help her navigate these dangerous waters of personal discovery, and for other reasons. For those same reasons, the results of Nazagi's negotiations were an engagement only. There will be no hurried wedding. Everyone needs time. The second hardest part was convincing Oscar that I joined this arrangement of my own free choice, that I really did wish to leave him. He doesn't know everything, of course. Cassidy's secrets, and Nazagi's, are not for me to share, but he's not a fool, my prince. My former prince. He can tell that Nazagi and I have forged some sort of connection, even if he can't imagine what I see in him. If he knew the whole truth, I don't think he would understand. I know my family never could. This is not how fairy stories are meant to end. Sometimes I find myself wondering if we've made a mistake, if a proper heroine will come along and cast us all out of the palace in the name of the true heir. But when I look at the way things are now, I can't accept that our lives and what we are doing with them are wrong. Cassidy and I are becoming friends. Nazagi will become a great king. He doesn't have to hide his eyes anymore, or do himself harm trying to change them. Cassidy doesn't have to hide from herself. And I have the home and the future I never dreamed that I could. Even Dolores has come out ahead. Nazagi managed to get her reassigned to a country estate. Not quite a farm of her own, but it will give her time away from the palace and a chance to see if that's the life she really wants. I still don't know if Dolores was truly the original Cassidy or not. Since Nazagi's gambit required that he present himself as already knowing everything, it wasn't prudent to ask too many questions. It doesn't seem relevant now. The royals wanted to see her happy, and now perhaps she can be. I hope that we can be as well. It's an uneasy balance between our 3 points. But sometimes, just for a moment, it comes into focus. And sometimes a moment is all that you need. Ah, there we are in our little triangle. Oh. Well, I wasn't expecting a ménage à trois to be the ending of this walkthrough, but hey, Madeleine's got a really nice looking dress. I like to imagine that Madeleine and Cassidy are trying to bug Nazagi into going out into the garden with him to pick flowers, and he's like, I really need to sign all these important documents. I was like, come on, let's go, it's a beautiful day. Anyway, though, thank you for watching. Can't believe that it's done. The Royal Trap goes through so quickly compared to Magical Diary, but I guess I'm going back to Magical Diary, and I will be, I think it's Donald this time, so that'll be interesting. See a whole bunch of different things that we haven't seen before, probably, because detention, but hey. So yeah, if you'd like to watch me play that, I'll be posting those shortly. And until then, I'll see you later.